Okay, the court's back in session in cause number 328-358 and cause number 329-558 and cause number 330566. All three cases are styled the state of Texas versus Gary Christopher Barber. We have is Mr. Barber on Zoom? He was on Zoom. Okay, Mr. Barber. Mr. Barber, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can.
Okay, Mr. Barber, how are you doing?
Been sick for the past 3 days, Judge. Hoping to get better.
Okay, we hope that you have a speedy and a full recovery. Now, Mr. Barber, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Mr. Langston Adams. Mr. Adams is also appearing via Zoom. Mr. Adams, you can take your mic off of mute. Mr. Adams, you could take your mic off of mute. Okay, Mr. Barber, Mr. Adams may be away from his, or he may be having some difficulty taking his mic off of mute.
Okay, good.
Okay, we'll come back to your case. Check, let's see, we're back. The next case is Crystal Moore. Mr. Bailiff, would you please get Crystal Moore? We're in session in cause number 328070, case of style of state of Texas versus Crystal Kiara Moore. Ms. Moore, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Ms. Moore?
Fine.
That's good. Ms. Moore, you're here represented by your attorney, Mr. Don Boudreaux. Mr. Boudreaux, how you doing?
Just fine, sir.
That's good. Mr. Boudreaux, do you have an announcement you'd like?
Judge, we would like, Mr. Boyd and I have been talking about the case a little bit. What Mrs. Moore is charged with a theft, and allegedly she stole some property from a safe at the Jack in the Box, and we do not believe that the state can properly prove it up. But I haven't got all of the discovery, and one of the discovery things that I don't seem to have is that there is supposed to be, according to Mr. Boyd, where the alleged victim or the complainant saw her stuffing some money into her person. So perhaps the best thing might be to
You need a reset?
Reset it for,
You get some more discovery?
yes, sir.
Okay, could you give us a reset date?
January 14th.
Okay, this case is gonna be reset to January 14th of 2022. Ms. Banks, you can get your reset. You're gonna get your reset from your attorney. He's gonna go over there, sign the reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Boudreaux, once you sign for your reset,
This is the only one I have.
yes, you'll be free to go as well and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, sir, and a wonderful weekend to you.
Oh, the same to you. Thank you.
Thanks, Woodrow. Go ahead and sign it for me.
Oops. Did on the wrong person.
You do.
11422.
It's Friday. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
We're back on the record in cause numbers 328, 358, cause number 329, 558, and cause number 330, 566. All three cases are style of state of Texas versus Gary Christopher Barber. We have Mr. Barber, who is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Barber, how are you doing?
Thanks.
Mr.
Hoping to get better.
Okay. And again, as the court stated earlier, we hope that you have a full and speedy recovery. Mr. Barber, you're here represented by your attorney, Mr. Adams. Mr. Adams, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Okay, Mr. Adams, Mr. Barber's case is on the court's announcement docket. What is your announcement?
Judge, hello, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah, on that one, with him being ill, just give me one final announcement. I know, if I'm not mistaken, I think we just need some DVDs on that one. I know it's a theft. He has 2 theft cases, Class Bs.
How much time do you need?
How about 30 days? That'll work.
Okay. Okay, it's gonna be reset to January 14th of 2022. Mr. Barber, your attorney will be sent a copy of the reset, your attorney and your bondsman. You're free to go, Mr. Barber, and you have a blessed day. And again, the court is praying that you have a full and speedy recovery.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you have a blessed day. Now, Mr. Adams.
What time was that?
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Adams, the Patrick Thomas case was reset. The court, actually on late yesterday, the court received a copy of the transcript. And so the court needs some time to go through that transcript.
No problem. We good.
Okay. So your reset is sent to you. Be free to go. Madam Probation Officer, you'll be free to go as well. All right, you have a blessed day.
Okay. Y'all take it easy. Have a good day.
Y'all have a blessed day.
All right.
Could you call Ms. Peraza, are you ready on Chambers?
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
And Ms. Oh, he's waiting. Okay, the court is in session in clause numbers 318966 and clause number 322442. Both cases are style of state of Texas versus Cleveland James Chambers or CJ Chambers Jr. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chambers, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right today.
That's good. Mr. Chambers, you're here represented by your attorney, Ms. Laura Peraza. Ms. Peraza, how you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
That's good. Mr. Gilliam, Mr. Chambers' case is on the motion to revoke, on the court's motion to revoke probation docket. What is the state's position in the probation's office
Your
position?
Honor, since April, he's been steadily making payments. We'd like to continue for 90 days to allow him to continue to make those payments.
Okay,
That's Martin Brown.
okay. Case is gonna be reset till March 11th of 2022. Mr. Chambers, continue to make your payments. Now,
Yes, sir.
even though the state has filed a motion to revoke your probation,
Yes, sir.
you're still on probation.
Yes, sir.
Your probation hasn't been revoked,
Yes,
so
sir. I know that.
just continue to adhere to the terms and conditions of your probation. And so the court is gonna reset your case, allow you to continue to make the payments that you've been making, all right? Your attorney is gonna get a copy of the reset. Once you get the reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go. You have a blessed day. And Ms. Razzo, is this your only client?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you'll be free to go as well. You have a blessed day.
Thank you, you too.
You're welcome. I see Mr. Cole. Did your client, Brandon Wells?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, you ready to come forward on Brandon Wells?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're in session and cause number 330078. Case is style of state of Texas versus Brandon Scott Wells. Mr. Wells, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Wells?
All right, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine, Mr. Wells. You're here with your attorney, Mr. Giles Cole. Mr. Cole, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
That's good. Mr.
Thank you.
Cole, what is your announcement in Mr. Wells' case?
We worked out an arrangement with the DA for him to pay his money up, and he's done that. So we'd like to show proof of that. And okay.
Oh, so the case was reset for him to pay like restitution?
It's, fine.
So he's gonna be pleading today?
Well,
It was the fine and court cost, Your Honor. It was the,
So we're gonna do a plea today on it? Does he have the money today?
he paid, yes.
Oh, he has the money with him.
yeah.
So, you're gonna have to sign the, plea papers,
Put the $700 court cost.
right? And, let's see, yeah, you have your next case, Xavier. Was that Keandra Bertrand?
Yes, it was the same sort of situation. So I-
Oh, okay.
yes, sir.
All right, we'll come back to you. We'll allow you to, fill out your paperwork. All right, just have a seat. Hold on.
I was actually speaking with, I'm sorry, I can't say his name. When he called Unadjudicated, I thought he was talking about the person I was with.
Right.
And I said, this is who I'm talking to.
Oh,
So I actually told him the wrong person.
okay. Okay, this
So it's
is,
not Unadjudicated that was here. It was
Okay.
Earl.
okay, this is cause numbers 321-244 and cause number 324097. The case is style State of Texas versus Jesse Obina Anyamichi. Mr. Anyamichi is represented by Mr. Galmore.
Morning,
Is
Judge.
is that Mr. Anyamichi on Zoom?
Well, I suspected that may have been him as the Galaxy, but I don't know that to be for a fact.
That's what I was wondering. I wonder if that was, that other guy said he was. Could you, what I'll do, I'll give you some time to contact him.
Let me reach out to him.
Okay, we'll come back to you. Person that's on Zoom and that has Galaxy A11, would you please state your full name? The person that's on Zoom that has Galaxy A11, would you please state your full name? I see it too. I guess. Oh, okay. I'm gonna need a copy of that motion on Lawrence, Jack.
I'm looking on here and seeing three.
the guy, let's see.
Jacob Reed?
Barrow. Jesse Barrow was this morning.
Well, he has another one on here.
No, that's, I think there's a note that said he's gonna hire.
Oh, he's cross-site too.
We're in session and calls number 330110. Case of style of state of Texas versus Jacob Allen Reed. Mr. Reed, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Reed?
Okay.
That's good, Mr. Reed. Your case is on our announcement docket. And I see here, there's a note that you were to hire an attorney. We're in session and calls number 326-852. The case is style of state of Texas versus Kendrick Edward Banks. Mr. Banks, is that your full name? How you doing, Mr. Banks? I'm doing fine. Mr. Banks. I see here you're supposed to hire an attorney.
Yes, sir.
Have you hired your attorney?
No, sir. I was trying to get another time. I had to catch up on my rent.
Yeah, but I mean, if I'm not mistaken, you started out in March 23rd of 2021 for you to hire an attorney. You haven't hired an attorney yet?
The one that I did hire, he basically went blank on me, so I ended up trying to get somebody else.
Well, we don't have you here as hiring an attorney.
No, I'm saying, the one that I was trying to hire, he basically went blank on me. That's when I ended up having court, but I told you that I wasn't working as much and I couldn't go back to that person.
Well, I mean, you have three options. You can hire an attorney, you can see if you qualify for court-appointed attorney, or you can represent yourself. I think when you came in, those are the options that we gave you when we read to you the judge's explanation of defendant's rights without an attorney. You remember that?
Yeah, yes, sir. I'm still trying to hire an attorney. Like, the one that I was trying to hire,
Yeah, but I mean, you've been, we're not gonna, I mean, you've been trying to hire an attorney for the last 9 months.
But from when I lost my job the last time, then I ended up.
Okay, but I mean, there are other options. If you can't afford an attorney, you may qualify for a court-appointed attorney.
Is the court appointed on, like, they gonna be able to do, it's a difficult case, kind of like, it's somebody else that's.
The same attorneys, most attorneys, they either on, I mean, you can decide who you want to hire. But what I'm saying is you're not gonna, the court is not gonna give you forever your case is still ongoing, okay? And so, if you want to hire an attorney, the court is giving you that option to hire an attorney. But you're not gonna have an eternity to do that. Okay? Because, I'm just looking at this case. This is a 2019 case, September 15 of 2019. Today's date is December 3rd of 2021. Okay? Now, I'm saying, when you got arrested on this offense, September 15 of 2019, seemed like the wheels should have started spinning for me. Okay, I need to get a lawyer.
No,
If you wanted to get a
I
lawyer.
actually was in jail for some time on it, for that. I was in jail for
Okay.
some time.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, we're gonna give you a reset. It's gonna be your final reset because that's gonna put you almost at 10 months. Okay, actually, yeah, this case is, we can't, you have a right to have an attorney, and the court is giving you time to get an attorney, and the court has been real patient with you trying to get an attorney. Okay, but you won't be able to continue to put this case off saying, oh, I don't have an attorney. It doesn't work like that. Okay? Okay, just reset him, give him a reset to get an attorney.
You said it was September 15th.
The offense date is of September 15 of 2019.
I just need to know that.
Yeah.
Okay, the January 14th.
Okay, case is reset to January 14th, 2022. Get your reset. If you get your reset, you'll be free to go.
Go ahead and find it.
Yeah, the court is, we understand that we under our COVID pandemic. A lot of folks lost jobs, so the court is gonna give you this reset. Okay.
Great, thank you. Thank you.
We have any pleas, Fred? Are you still working on it? Oh, okay, what case is that? Who? Wales? Court is in session in cause numbers 321044 and cause number 329064. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Justin Nicholas Cruz Turner. Your full name is Justin Nicholas Cruz Turner?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, Mr. Cruz Turner, you have two cases. One of these cases is a motion to revoke your probation. Okay, and I think you appeared in court here in June 4th of 2021, and the court gave you time to hire an attorney to represent you. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Have you hired your attorney?
No, I did not.
Why haven't you hired your attorney?
Last time I was here, I talked to the prosecutors and they didn't do it.
Oh, so have you decided to represent yourself? Is that what you're telling the court?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Segura, could you look up his judge's explanation of rights to defendants without an attorney? See if he made that choice on it and to see whether or not he signed the waiver. It's Justin Cruz Turner. He is at the bottom, page 1. Oh, he already has that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Now, you have a waiver in there too?
Uh-huh.
Okay, just have a seat. And someone to talk to you. Is Fernandez in the courtroom? Okay, we're in session in two cases. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Jason Dominique Fernandez. Would you please, Mr. Bailey, could you please get Jason Dominique Fernandez?
Right outside the door to the left.
Thirty-eight Fernandez. Okay, we in session in cause numbers 325-808, excuse me. I'm gonna strike that. It's cause number 325-804 and cause number 328-638. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Jason Dominique Fernandez. Mr. Fernandez, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Fernandez?
I'm doing it.
All right, that's good. Mr. Fernandez, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Fernandez, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Fernandez, you may put your hand out. Mr. Fernandez, how are you doing?
I'm doing it.
That's good. Mr. Fernandez, you are represented in both your cases by your attorney, Mr. James Paget. Mr. Paget, how are you doing?
Doing well, Your Honor. Good morning.
That's good. Now, Mr. Paget, well, Mr. Fernandez. Mr. Paget, do you waive a record in Mr. Fernandez cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Fernandez, in cause number 328-638, I have before me an information. And this information alleges that on or about October 23rd of 2020, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of burglary of a vehicle. Mr. Fernandez, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Fernandez, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Fernandez, I have before me a document that is titled the misdemeanor plea admonishment. Mr. Fernandez, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of the same document, Mr. Fernandez, there's a set of initials on the line next to a box that's checked guilty. Are these your initials?
Yes, sir.
And on the next page of the same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled defendant. Did you sign this document?
Yes, sir.
On the next document, which is titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature above the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
There are 2 boxes that are checked at the top of this document. The first box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And the second box states that you're waiving your right to appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Fernandez, did you sign a document that is titled discovery certification? And this is the document right here.
Yes, sir.
You recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Fernandez, prior to signing and initialing all of these documents that I've just mentioned, did your attorney, Mr. Paget, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct
Yes,
to the
sir.
best of your knowledge? State, I have before me state's exhibit number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment. State, you like to offer state's exhibit number 1 and state's exhibit number 2, the
Yes, sir.
probable cause affidavit?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any
No
objections?
Objections to states 1 or states 2. Your
Okay,
Honor.
no objection. States exhibits 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Patrick, you've advised and counseled Mr. Fernandez. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
None, Your Honor.
Mr. Fernandez, your attorney, Mr. Paget has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent representation?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Mr. Fernandez, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of no contest and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is that agreement?
Your Honor, the agreement is in exchange for 90 days in jail, probated over 1 year.
Okay.
$500 fine, $400 restitution to complaining witness Jordan Schomburg.
How you spell that last name? Is that Jordan?
Jordan,
SCHAMBER.
What?
sorry, Your Honor, here it is.
I apologize.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it on the
Yeah, I
information.
wrote it down there, but my handwriting is
Okay.
not.
Yeah, I got it on the information. I get it. Okay.
Yes,
Jordan Chamber.
Yes,
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
I didn't know.
And that's a restitution of $400.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
80 hours of community service.
80. Okay.
The state will, well, this probation will run concurrently with felony deferred probations in case numbers 21-36788
36788
and 21-36789.
36789.
Those should also be documented on the tablet as well, Your Honor.
Okay.
And the state will dismiss
Okay.
case number 325804.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Fernandez, the state is offering that you serve 90 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail because you probation for 1 year. During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $500 plus court costs of $352. You will also, now that will come to a total of fine. Okay, hold on a minute. Mr. Anyamachi, would you please put your mic on mute?
Yes, sir. I'm so sorry.
Okay, now, Mr. Fernandez, the state, while you're on probation, the state is offering that you pay a fine of $500 plus court costs of $352, which comes to a total of $852. You also be required to pay restitution in the amount of $400 payable to Jordan Schumberg. And you'll be required to pay probation fee of $60 each month, urinalysis fee of $15 each month. And your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you would have to pay each month while you're on probation, is $190. Do you understand? Well, would you be able to pay the $190?
Was, you see, I'm already paying, yeah, well, I'll tell him that. I will go ahead and say, Your Honor, he's paying a supervisory fee right now. He's on 5 years deferred. And
Okay,
I told
so
him he's
that'll be
also
reduced.
doing Your analysis fees.
So in essence, what is gonna happen, your probation officer, when you get over to the probation, they're gonna verify that you're already on probation, so you will not have to pay an additional $60 of probation fee and your analysis fee. You probably won't have to pay that because you're already paying your analysis fee. So technically, this will be reduced by $75 per month. And, well, yeah, this will be reduced by $75 per month. And so technically, you'll probably be paying about $115 a month in probation fees. Would you be able to pay that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, you'll also be required to perform 80 hours of community service. And you would also be required to adhere to the other standard terms and condition of this probation. And cause number 325804 will be dismissed. And this case will run concurrent with cause numbers 21-36788 and 21-36789. Mr. Fernandez, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Fernandez, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Fernandez, you're gonna stand on the X next to your attorney, and you're gonna follow the directions of our clerk. Once you finish following our clerk directions, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day, and I'm signing the dismissal. So you'll be able to get a copy of the dismissal before you leave. All right, so stand on the end, follow the directions of our clerk.
She tells you to sign that whole lot. You're not gonna see it.
Can we raise your right hand? If you swear that you've never been convicted of straight probation in this state or any other state, and do you have any other criminal pending charges?
That dismissal, there's your dismissal.
There's a backup probation.
James, if you want. Both of them.
No, I'll keep it in the file. I'll have it
Okay.
in my file. It's a plea. So I go to one of their probation officers.
fact, it's Javier Zamudio on page 2 of the announcement docket. Has that been reset? Yeah. Okay, we're in session in cause number 330078. Case of style of state of Texas versus Brandon Scott Wells. Who's the prosecutor? Mr. Boyd? Okay, Mr. Wells, is your full name Brandon Scott Wells? Mr. Wells, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Wells, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sure.
Mr. Wells, you may put your hand down. How you doing, Mr. Wells? That's good. Mr. Wells, you're here represented by your attorney, Mr. Giles Cole. Mr. Cole, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
That's good. Mr. Cole, do you waive a record in Mr. Wells' case?
Yes, sure.
Okay. Mr. Wells, I have before me an information that alleges that on or about May 21st of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B offense of falsification of a drug test. Mr. Wells, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes,
And to this charge, Mr. Wells, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
no contest.
Are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Wells, also, okay,
Hold on.
what do you plead, no contest?
You pled guilty.
Okay, that's
Oh.
fine. Guilty, okay, guilty.
Okay, yeah, so, okay, Mr. Wells. Now you pleading guilty?
Yes, sir.
Now are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading guilty because you're guilty?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Wells, I have before me a document that is titled to misdemeanor plea admonishment. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this same document, Mr. Wells. Instead of initials BW on the line next to the box says check guilty.
Yes,
Did you
sir.
place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Did you sign this document?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
And on the next document, which is titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
There are 2 boxes that's checked at the top of this document. The first box check states that this is a plea bargaining case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that? Now, Mr. Wells, I also have before me a document that is titled the discovery certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Is this your signature above the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Wells, prior to signing and initialing these documents that I have just mentioned to you, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
And is everything in these documents true and correct
Yes, sir.
to the best of your knowledge? State, I have before me, state's exhibit number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment. State, you like to offer states 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections? No objections? State's exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Giles, you've advised and counseled Mr. Wells. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, sir.
Mr. Wells, your attorney, Mr. Giles Cole has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Has he provided fully effective and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Wells, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial, and I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is that agreement?
$700 fine plus court costs.
Okay. Mr. Wells, the state is offering that you pay a fine of $700 plus court costs of $292. Your total fine and court cost is $992. Mr. Wells, would you be able to pay that today?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Wells, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Mr. Wells, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Wells, you're going to stand on the X next to your attorney, going to follow the directions of our clerk. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. You can go, they can tell you where you can make your payment, and you, once you make your payment, you're going to bring that receipt back up to the court. Okay.
What's your comment, Ms. Karen?
Yes.
You'll have to give it to them when you make the payment, you just bring the receipt back. The sheriff's office.
Jake, Mr. Bailiff, you can tell him where he can make his payment.
At the sheriff's office.
He'll show you.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna come back up here.
With the receipt.
Okay. Okay, we're in session and our motion to revoke probation docket. We're in session and clause numbers 315738 and clause number 329590. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Xavier Keandre Bertrand. That's your full name, Xavier Keandre Bertrand?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Bertrand?
All right.
That's good, Mr. Bertrand. You're here represented by your attorney, Mr. Giles Cole, and the state is represented by the probation officer, Mr. Garrett Gilliam, and the district attorney is represented by Mr. Daniel Boyd. Mr. Gilliam and Mr. Boyd, what is the state's?
We'll start as far as the MTRP goes. He was reset last time to pay off his, all of his fines and to complete his community service. He's done all that. we recommend dismissal.
Okay, so you're gonna dismiss the MTRP?
Yes, sir.
Just sit there. So it might be popped up.
Okay, dismiss the MTRP. Okay, and
There's also
And-
unlawful carrying,
unlawful carrying, yes. What are we doing with that? What is,
dismissing for forfeiture, Your Honor.
are you gonna, okay. Okay. Okay, so let me do this here. I just signed the dismissal on the motion to revoke probation. Should be coming through. And so now we'll move to the next case, which is cause number 329-590. Case of South State of Texas versus Xavier Keandre Bertrand. Mr. Bertrand, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Bertrand, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God? Okay, Mr. Bertrand, you may put your hand down. State, you have a motion?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. Now, Mr. Bertrand, I have in cause number 329-590, I have before me a motion to forfeit the weapon in this case. Mr. Bertrand, do you recognize this motion? And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, prior to signing this document, did your attorney go over this document with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in this document?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in this document or in this motion true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. You have a copy of that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Bertrand, I'll grant that motion to forfeit the weapon. And I'm signing the motion right now. And state as part of this motion to forfeit, what is the state's motion?
The state would request, Your Honor, a dismissal for the forfeiture.
Okay,
Sign that, I believe, should be fine.
okay. Mr. Bertrand, the state will be dismissing cause number 329-590 for forfeiture of the weapon. And I'm signing that dismissal right now as well. Okay. It didn't come through?
The first one came through.
Oh, that might be the second one, okay. Had a little delayed response. Okay, Mr. Bertrand, both your cases have been dismissed. You can get a copy of your dismissal. Once you get a copy of your dismissals, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And congratulations on completing all the terms and conditions of your probation. All right, all right. And Mr. Giles, you'll be free to go. This will conclude your case and you'll be This is cause number 315274. Case to style the state of Texas versus Chukwu Miriam Okoro. How you pronounce your first name?
Uchechukwu. Uchechukwu.
Uchechukwu.
We can call him Uche for short.
Uchechukwu. Okay, I thought it was a woo. Okay. Uchechukwu. Okay. Okoro. Miss Okoro, how are you doing?
I'm good.
I'm doing fine. Your case is on the court's motion to revoke probation docket. Just hold on a minute. Let's see what the probation officer. Now, Miss Okoro, your case is set for a motion to revoke your probation. Have you been here before in your motion to revoke your probation? Okay. Okay, Ms. Okoro, I have before me a motion to revoke your unadjudicated probation. And this motion was filed February 28, 2018 by the District Attorney's Office. And in this motion, okay, there are 3 allegations. Now, you're currently on unadjudicated probation for the Class B misdemeanor offense of theft. And so if your probation is revoked, you could be sentenced up to 180 days in the Jefferson County Jail. Do you understand that? That's the range of punishment. The range of punishment for a Class B misdemeanor is confinement in the Jefferson County Jail anywhere from 0 days to 180 days, which is 6 months. A fine from $0 to $2,000, or you could be given both such fine and confinement. Do you understand that? Okay. Now, the state has filed a motion to revoke your unadjudicated probation. Could you give her the judge's explanation? It should be up there. Now, Ms. Okoro, you have before you a document that is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. Now, I will go over this document with you. As a defendant in a criminal case, you have 3 options. Number 1, you may hire an attorney. Do you understand that option?
Yes.
Number 2, if you do not have enough money to hire an attorney, you may request an attorney be appointed to represent you. Do you understand that option?
Yes.
And number 3, you may represent yourself. Do you understand that option?
Yes.
If you want an attorney to represent you and have enough money to hire an attorney, the case will be reset to give you time to do so. If you want an attorney and do not have the money to hire one, you will need to fill out a financial questionnaire so that the proper person can determine whether or not to appoint an attorney to represent you. You may not speak to the prosecutor about your case unless you sign a written waiver of your right to be represented by an attorney. Be aware that there are dangers to self-representation. Waiving your right to an attorney and representing yourself may result in the worst outcome for you and your case, including the loss of significant legal rights and opportunities relating to military service, possession of a firearm, housing and public benefits, child custody, immigration status for non-citizens, and employment. If you choose to proceed without an attorney, you may change your mind at any time and may request counsel from the court. Do you understand that? At the bottom of this document, it reads, defendant's choice. Mark initials next to only one choice. If your choice is, I want to reset my case to hire my own attorney, then you will put your initials on the first line to the left. If you have already hired an attorney to represent you in this case, then you put your initials on the second line to the left and the name of the attorney and the line to the right. If your choice is, I want to apply for court-appointed counsel, then you'll put your initials on the third line. If you have already been appointed a court-appointed counsel, in this case, you'll put your initials on the fourth line to the left and the name of the attorney on the line to the right. If your choice is, I want to waive my right to an attorney and represent myself, then you'll put your initials on the 5th line to the left. Once you have finished initialing one of the 5 lines, then you will sign on the line that says defendant, and you will date it today's date, December 3rd of 2021. Ms. Okoro, do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, now she has to fill out a waiver. Ms. Okoro, here's a waiver. I will go over this waiver with you. And it reads, waiver of counsel for purposes of entering a guilty plea or proceeding trial. And it reads, I have been advised of the nature and charges against me and the dangers and disadvantages of self-representation. My waiver is voluntarily and intelligently made. Furthermore, I have been advised this 3rd day of December 2021 by the County Court at Law number 2 of my right to representation by counsel in the case pending against me. I have been further advised that if I am unable to afford counsel, one will be appointed for me free of charge. Understanding my right to have counsel appointed to me free of charge if I am not financially able to employ counsel, I wish to waive that right and request the court to proceed with my case without an attorney being appointed for me. I hereby waive my right to counsel. If that's your choice, then you will sign on the line that says defendant, and you dated today's date, December 3rd of 2021. Now, okay, Ms. Cora, just have a seat in one of the chairs that have the black and yellow tape on it.
Judge, with,
I need to get,
did she already fill out the waiver?
that's what this is.
No, it's this one.
Yeah.
I know they talked, I think the agreement would be to just reset it.
We had spoken this morning. She's agreed to, she owes $234 and 15 hours of community services. She's agreed that she'll have that completed if we could get a 30-day reset.
Oh, okay. Let's see. So we're gonna reset it, give us a 30-day reset.
January 14th.
Okay, your case is gonna be reset the 3rd of January 14th of 2022 to give you an opportunity to pay the remaining balance of fees and to complete your community service. You're gonna stand on the X in front of the court coordinator. Once you give your reset, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. Okay, Mr. Galmore?
Yes, Judge, I'm here.
Okay. Mr. Galmore, we're in session in 3 cases. First case is cause number 321-244. Second case is cause number 324-097. Third case is cause number 326-143. All cases are styled the state of Texas versus Jesse Obina Onyemeche. Mr. Onyemeche, you can take your mic off of mute.
You won't see it, but I will.
Mr. Onyemeche, how are you doing?
Sorry, Machi, and I find your honor.
Okay. That's good. Now, Mr. Onyemachi, you're represented by your attorney, Mr. Dustin Galmore. Mr. Galmore, how you doing?
I'm great, Judge. How you doing today?
I'm doing fine. And Mr. Gilliam and Mr. Boyd, what was the recommendation in Mr. Onyemachi's case? Okay, Mr. Galmore,
Yes, Judge.
what is your announcement in Mr. Onyemachi's case?
Your Honor, we recently received an offer that would dispose of all three of these cases. What we're asking for is resetting in order to appear in person. It is our intentions to resolve all of these cases at one time.
Okay, give us, you want a standard reset?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, give us
January
your,
14th.
okay, Mr. Onyemachi, your case will be reset to January 14th of 2022. You need to appear in person. And your attorney, Mr. Galmore, will be sent a copy, will be sent notice of the reset. So, Mr. Onyemachi, thanks for being patient with us. You're free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Your Honor. You too, Your Honor. Be safe.
Oh, thank you. Mr. Galmore, I think this is your only case.
It is, Judge. Thank you very much. You have a good day.
All right, you're free to go as well, and you have a blessed day. Dustin Spiller. Yes. This is cause number 330182, case of South State of Texas versus Dustin Wayne Spiller. Mr. Spiller, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Spiller?
All right, you?
I'm doing fine. Mr. Spiller, you're here represented by your attorney, Mr. Tom Burbank. Mr. Burbank, how are you doing? Mr. Burbank, what is your announcement in Mr. Spiller's case?
Your Honor, the last time we were here, I believe it was the other prosecutor, the complainant had filed documentation in reference to dismissing. And they were going to check, and because he's had a monitor on him, which is a financial burden.
Who's the,
I believe it was Miss Maxey.
Miss,
They were going to check in
Miss-
reference to the complainant.
okay. Mr. Ham, you have any notes on that?
I'm looking, Your Honor.
Okay.
I don't see non-prosecution affidavit. I'll check the log sheet now. I don't see any notes in the system regarding this issue, Your Honor.
Is Ms. Maxey available? Will you contact her, see if she may know something?
Of course, Your Honor, I'll go ask her right now.
Okay. Just have a seat. They gotta check on that.
Let me see that back there. If not, Judge, if they can't, I would be asking for like maybe 1 week reset.
Okay, well, that's right. Just have a seat. Mr. Oh. You have that,
Cruz Turner.
right, and Davies.
And David.
Yeah. Sorry, sending cases we have left. Court's back in session in two cases, cause number 321044, cause numbers, and cause number 329064. Both cases are style of state of Texas versus Justin Nicholas Cruz Turner. And Mr. Gilliam and Mr. Boyd, have y'all reached an agreement in Mr. Cruz Turner's case?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
Sir, Mr. Cruz Turner reports that he's sent us a check, a sizable check to pay off his balance. He also has 80 hours of community service. We'd like to have a reset, Your Honor, for 30 days to verify that the check has been sent, and he's also complete the community service.
Okay, so the check is to pay off the balance or something?
Yes, sir, to pay off his fines restitution.
And you want to complete his community service?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Gonna reset, the case is gonna be reset to January 14, 2022. Okay, Mr. Cruz Turner, your cases will be reset to January 14 of 2022. You can stand on the X in front of our court coordinator, get your reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
You want to-
We're back in session of cause number 330182, case of style state of Texas versus Dustin Wayne Spiller. We have Mr. Spiller before the bench and also his attorney, Mr. Tom Burbank. We also have present Mr. Ham, who is with the DA's office. Mr. Ham,
Yes, Your Honor.
were you able to get any additional information in this case?
Unfortunately, Your Honor, Ms. Maxey had no recollection.
Okay,
But I discussed the issue with Mr. Burbank, and we feel like perhaps a week or two reset would be helpful in trying to resolve the issue.
okay. So how much time do you need?
A week, we can, 2 weeks, Judge, week.
Okay, what's, that'll be the 10th next week, right?
Yes.
We'll reset it for the 10th? Okay, case will be reset till December 10th. Mr. Spiller, your attorney, will be given a copy of the reset. And once you get your reset from your attorney, Mr. Burbank, who's going to sign on the pad, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Burbank, this is your last case. Once you sign your reset, you'll be free to go as well. You have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay,
Your Honor.
you're welcome.
Yeah, she said she came up from her class. and signed an affidavit. Maybe we screwed up. Maybe she's going his leg. I don't know. That's a massive action.
Oh, wow.
Bruce A. Hoffman.
Ah, Bruce Hoffman.
Oh,
There you go.
you are so wrong.
I did that one time and then I just realized.
We're in session and cause number 330126. Case of style of state of Texas versus Nicholas Caleb Davies. We have, okay, Mr. Nicholas Caleb Davies, would you come forward?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Davies, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Davies, you're here represented by your attorney, Jack Lawrence. Mr. Davies, how are you doing?
I'm all right.
That's good. Mr. Lawrence, how are you doing?
Just fine, Your Honor.
That's good. Now, I have before me a motion. What's its title? Motion to dismiss or alternatively to set aside the information that was filed by Mr. Davies, attorney, Mr. Jack Lawrence. State, have you had a chance to review the defendant's motion?
Just looking at it right now, Judge.
Okay, let me do this here. I'm gonna just take a recess to give you time to review it.
Thank you. It won't take me